Hello and welcome back and do. Just being goofy, but we are finally here. I've brought you through Deadpool 2, Once Upon a Deadpool, and now here we are at Deadpool and Wolverine. Now, if you haven't already guessed, I am giving this movie, I wish I had a beyond guilty rating. If you are a fan of any of the Deadpool movies, this is definitely going to be one you do not want to miss. It is more intense. It is gorier. It is more violent. There's probably more F-bombs than have ever been used before. It is epic in every single way. But, and this is a big but, if you are offended by anything, and I do mean anything, then this is not the movie for you. It is probably the funniest out of all the Deadpools so far. It will make you stand up and want to hoot and holler with all of the hidden cameos and secrets that are revealed as the movie goes on. You will find yourself either having the time of your life or absolutely pissed off beyond belief. This one is, like, it's offensive in every way possible to all of the senses possible. I'll just let you use your imagination on that one. And then if, like, this one is full on blasphemous. So, like I said, if you are offended by anything, this is not a movie for you. So I just want to give you the heads up ahead of time, just kind of warn you. And if you saw it this weekend and you are regretting seeing it this weekend, I'm sorry I didn't have this up sooner. And if you saw it this weekend and absolutely loved it, please sit through this review. I promise it will not disappoint. And if you're worried about spoilers, you don't ever have to worry about spoilers with Movie Deputy, because I hate spoilers with a passion. So you will never find those here. Now, in this one, you get a little bit of Deadpool meets Mad Max meets the X-Men movies meets a little bit of everything along the way. And there are Easter eggs throughout this. So no, we are not done with this story by far. So if you think this is going to be the last, I don't have confirmation of this, but if you think this is going to be the last Deadpool movie, you're probably sadly mistaken. If you're hoping this is going to be the last Deadpool movie, I hope you're mistaken, because these ones, like I said, if you're easily offended, or even if you're not easily offended, you're just offended by anything. I mean, this makes fun of issues with quote unquote the Boy Scouts. I'll let you kind of use your imagination on that one too. This one, Deadpool is literally Marvel Jesus. I'm not exaggerating that in the least. And there are some scenes that happen with Wolverine that just, I heard audible gasps in the theater when some of these scenes came up, like I can't believe they did that. Oh, come on, it's Deadpool. After all of this time, are you really surprised with how far they're going to take this movie? Now, let me say this. A lot of people were not sure what to expect after Disney acquired Fox and kind of all of that. And this is the first Deadpool movie since Disney acquired the company. This is Disney's first R-rated movie. I was honestly a little worried with what they were going to do with this. And they really just gave him carte blanche access. And how he pays homage to even his family in this movie. I mean, Blake Lively, she just put out a video. And so she's like, yeah, if you can't tell that Deadpool's married to a millennial and he pays homage to that. And it's like all these different things for like mini scenes from the movie with all of these millennial references. She's like, I've never felt more seen. And it's like, that is so true, because you could just feel this, and but you're probably wondering, it's like, okay, how is there a Deadpool and Wolverine movie? Because we saw Logan, and we know that Logan died. Now, don't worry, that's not a spoiler. If you followed the series at all, that is not a spoiler. He is done dead. But as you know, a lot of the Marvel movies have gone into the whole multiverse thing. And that's kind of the direction that they go with this one. Is they go into this whole separate timeline thing. And of course, there's the sacred timeline that he is trying to preserve and save in order to save everybody that he loves. Don't worry, no spoilers either. But how he does so, and the way he does so, and how he is able to find a Wolverine. Sorry, I'm just replaying like those scenes through my head while I'm talking about it. And don't worry, like I said, no spoilers ever. But I cannot help but there is the opening scene to this movie, and I don't know if we ever completely understood that Logan's entire skeleton, not just his blades, were made of adamantium. And let's just say we learned about that in a very creative way, but even knowing that doesn't ruin anything. There's just something that's going on that it's like you start laughing when the movie starts playing, and when the movie is done, you're probably gonna have tears in your eyes. I know I did. I know a bunch of people around me did. It's gonna take you through every emotion possible. You're gonna have this. Basically, it's gonna feel like Inside Out 2, only Deadpool style. You're gonna have joy. You're gonna have sadness. You're gonna have disgust. You're gonna have ennui. You're gonna have anger. You're gonna have all of these different emotions going on, except if you don't see the little characters, you're just experiencing them all through Deadpool. Sorry, a couple of the kitties are picking on each other a little bit. Sorry, our newest little one, Aurora, is actually picking on Quincy. So that just kind of startled me for a second there. But this one, it will take you further than any Deadpool movie has taken us, at least to this point. It, like I said, this story, without the Easter eggs and without the cameos and without the everything else, might have been a little weak on the whole thing. It still delivers on the humor, it still delivers on the story, but it's how it's presented. And there's a line in the movie that I am so stealing and using in my everyday life. It says, I have a black belt in Karen. I'm like, I am so stealing that. But I'm sorry, I can't help but laugh as I think about this movie. This one really just, like the other ones, this one is existentially Deadpool. And of course, guilty rating, beyond guilty rating. This one's going to put you through your paces for sure. If you have a weak stomach, I do not recommend this movie. But if you enjoy laughter literally until your ribs hurt, until your stomach hurts, until you're literally crying, you're going to want to see this. If you've appreciated the other Deadpool movies, check this out. You will not regret it. If this is not your cup of tea, that's great too. So you might be wondering the score that I have given this one. Now, I kind of went back and forth just because I'm looking at the whole story as a whole, looking at the audience, which is, of course, that's why I'm trying to warn people about the content and everything. And I'm looking at the humor, how it fits in with the other movies, and how we see all of these other different versions of everything, and how this kind of plays out. So I may surprise a few people here. I'm going with a 7.5 out of 10 on the deputy scale. Now, while saying that, you may notice that that's lower than the first two. It's only because the story needed the cameos and that stuff to carry it a little bit. But while saying that, this is the funniest of the Deadpool movies. This is the goriest of the Deadpool movies. This movie excels in every category, but loses a little bit of itself along the way because they're just trying to copy some of the other MCU type storylines as it's going forth and going on. And so that's the only reason I'm knocking it a little bit on the score, is because of that. It has nothing to do with it being less funny or less entertaining. I truly believe this is the funniest of all of the Deadpool movies that we have had yet to date. Then who knows, that can always change, because I don't think this is the last we've seen of him, or at least I'm hoping not. If you have thoroughly enjoyed this review and my other reviews, you know which buttons to push. So you always will make sure to get the latest and greatest Movie Deputy content. I haven't really brought this up before, but be sure to go over and subscribe to our YouTube channel, because a lot of times, even on the days when these reviews go live, they are going live on the YouTube channel a few hours before you're going to get the notification via iTunes, Spotify, etc. So if you always want to get it first, if you want to hear these reviews first before anybody else, that's going to be where to find them. So, and of course, they're going to still be here as well, but I'm not sure if that's going to be changing at all in the future. We're just going to kind of play it by ear. But in the meantime, I hope that this has helped you. Again, I am giving this a 7.5 out of 10 on the Deputy scale and a beyond guilty rating. So until next time, I will be back tomorrow with another movie for you. Bye-bye.